Hello, my name's Blythe. I'm here with a tech tip from the Tips team. This month, we're making 3 videos around the theme of technology to engage students. This week's video is on virtual field trips. Whether you've gone on one or not, here's some ideas of how to engage your students right from their seats in the classroom. A virtual field trip can be defined in so many ways, and really that's what I want to share with you today is just the options and the possibilities of what are out there. In terms of what is a virtual field trip, well, it's exactly what it sounds like, where instead of going to the zoo, you can bring the zoo to you. You can get started by doing a simple Google search for best virtual field trips for grade 8. You'll come up with a lot of different options, so some things to consider. Some are student-led, and some are teacher-led, or some can be both. In that regard, some of the material is recorded, in which case it can be great for asynchronous, while other events are scheduled, and they're much more of a synchronous type of experience. Some of the material is very exploratory, where you click and decide on where you want to go next, whereas others are much more structured with specific content linked to student activities. There is so much out there that really, no matter what subject and what grade you teach, there's content that can match your curriculum. Here's a great option for some high school material. Discovery Education paired up with the Cooperative Minds. In this way, they have some very organized video footage that students can access. As I scroll down here, you can see that it is connected to specific content areas, and it's about 20 minutes in length. Each content area in the video is then linked to a very detailed teacher guide with questions and activities that could easily be moved across into a collaborative Google Doc and used for reflection or collecting of ideas along the way. On the other side of the continuum, here's an example of a live webcam. Where the other opportunity was very structured and very predictable, these webcams are the opposite. Very exploratory, very open. I can click in here and see some jellyfish, or I might click in here and not see anything for a little while. This site in particular has a number of different webcams, so I can click through the different webcams and see live events happening, be able to observe changes that I normally wouldn't have access to. Some of these materials have resources linked to them as well, and some are just webcams. There's a whole variety that is available. Another option that many locations have is a virtual tour. Here, the experience is a little more predictable and that you get to click through and zoom into ideas that you want to see more of. Sometimes the spaces are more interesting than others, and sometimes the 360-degree tour is more effective than others. Be sure to click through and preview them before sharing them with students. Here's a different option again, where a synchronous virtual field trip has been recorded and published on YouTube. This one at the Seattle Aquarium has a presenter where she has the aquarium in behind her and she is presenting information to the students as they listen along. This is nice as they can pause, you can have discussion, and do some activities throughout the experience. The final and most interactive experience I wanted to share with you today is called a virtual event. One place I like to look for these is at Global Encounters. Here they have scheduled events, as you can see, and in this way you need to register and let them know that you're coming and then plan ahead for that specific day and time. In this case, there is a live presenter or often a group of presenters where you can interact and ask questions. These virtual events often come with teacher resources as well, but they sometimes have specific software and hardware needs in order to fully participate. Be sure to read through carefully and test things before the event. Hopefully these gave you some ideas of what to look for. Like I said, start with a Google search, or here's some of my favorite sites to check out. ditchthattextbook.com has lots of resources that you can use to have a holistic experience with activities, connections, and links throughout. discoveryeducation.com has a lot of pre-recorded experiences that students can interact with independently and on their own. Google Earth and Google Arts and Culture has a number of, again, curricularly connected content with a variety of opportunities with 360-degree footage, as well as images and text. Our DigSit connection with virtual field trips is to remember to be alert. If any site or app requires students to log in to save their data or their work, that would be considered a third-party app. Be sure to review the resource on our site and put those things in place to protect our students' privacy and their data. In particular, with the virtual events, they may require you to use a video conferencing platform besides Google Meet. If you want your students to be actively involved in the video conference, the only platform that we allow for our students to use is Google Meet. If the video conferencing is requiring a different platform, be sure to check with your TIPS consultant, and they can provide you with the guidelines in order to make this a success while protecting student data and privacy. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check for the 2 other videos this month on using technology to engage your students. There will then be a live meeting on the 4th Thursday at 3:45 on February 24th. We'd love to see you there. All of our other videos are on our After School Tech Tips playlist on YouTube. Subscribe for regular updates. And share back with us how you're inspired to integrate technology in your classroom.